My name is Randi Braun. I am a coach. I am the CEO of the women's leadership firm, Something Major. And I'm the proud author of Something Major, the new playbook for women at work, which was a book that I wrote because I felt like there was so much out there about what women needed to do to thrive. I felt like there was so much out there about what women needed to do when they were burnt out, but no one had written a book about what happened in the middle. It comes back to this conversation I had with a woman I know in COVID. Even though she was sitting alone in her house, she was on the precipice of this new job she had worked so hard for.
Hmm.
And she's done all the right things. And she just whispered into the phone this confession of, I just have no desire. I don't even remember the last time I was in the mood. And she wasn't talking about that thing. Just
Yes.
for work, right? She was talking about losing that passion for work. And I joked, there's no little blue pill for that. And so I think that so many of us, we get bogged down. And what my book and my coaching all about is how can high performing women crush it at work without feeling so crushed in the process? And I think that too many of us have low work libido. And I want us to figure out like how we can get our mojo back. The motherhood identity crisis that you talk about in your work, it played out actually a little bit differently for me. So I had my oldest a little bit on the younger side. Like now that my youngest is turning 1, I'm like just now at the quote unquote normal age that all of the other parents around me are at. I started this like a decade ago. Suddenly my career was over. And the thing was like when I had my first, it actually made me like so ruthlessly, ambitiously hungry and unapologetically hungry because I was like, wow, I love her. But it's like, I didn't have the luxury of the other women in my mom's group who had climbed the ranks to a VP or had climbed the ranks to partner before they had a kid. And they checked all those things up. I was like, literally, I was the mom version of building the plane as we fly it. And I will say that I feel like my kids propelled me. They made me hungry to make it worth it. And at a time when I felt like the world was saying to me, your career is over, I feel like the universe was saying to me, like, she's just getting started. But I think
Yeah.
there's punishment for that. But that's my
Yeah.
it's not your pen. It's not everyone who's listening today, which is why I wrote Not Randy's Rules. My book, The New Playbook, is all about empowering you to write your own rules. For those of you who can see, I'm sitting with a sticky note board behind me. It's actually the storyboard of my book. And above that, you'll see on this side, the week I hit the Wall Street Journal Bestseller list. And on that side, the week I went to the LA Times Festival of Books. And remember, I bring this up because like my book tour was such an amazing example of this. Like I try to tell everybody that the most successful I felt, the most excited I felt was the night before my book came out in 2023. I got together with a few of my girlfriends. We sat around, literally popped champagne in our stuff. And it was
I
like,
love it.
it was so important to me to celebrate that moment before the Wall Street Journal bestseller.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
were the accolades.
Or you knew it was going to be successful or not, ultimately, right?
On my term. And to this day, when I get a DM in my inbox from somebody being like, oh my God, like your book helped me do insert, advocate for a new salary, start my own business, change my job, have a tough conversation in my life. I try to explain this to people. It feels so much better than any like award that this book has written. And I shared them not to talk about me, but like I think a lot of times in the coaching world, we have this dynamic where coaches are talking about things and we leave people feeling like people like you and me have it figured out and they don't. And the truth is we're all in it together. Like I am walking this path with you. This is my experience. I want for you whatever your version of that is. I've been on the other side of this. Again, I've shared this in the book. The CNBC has written about this, but I literally fell asleep driving my car in broad daylight. And I crossed not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but 6 lanes of traffic. And nobody died. Like no one got hurt, which is actually a miracle. It's like for all of the deadlines and the stakeholders that we think are life or death, like I have literally sat at my car shaking, hysterically crying because I drove through 6 lanes of traffic and stopped for a waiting pedestrian. And it was a real reminder, like the only thing that is truly life and death in this world is our health. And we deserve the things like the next time that you tell me you feel too guilty to take the time for yourself, do you really feel guilty or do you feel undeserved? Because those are very different things. And most
Very different
you
things.
feel undeserved.